To be honest, I don't know what to say about this game. I've been sitting here for about an hour trying to get my thoughts together, trying to figure out what to say regarding this performance that we just watched. Another home game where we've taken the lead early and we've just thrown it away in the dying minutes against a relegation battler. I don't know why this season we've not been able to pick up maximum points against these teams. Either we lose or we draw. And it's making me really, really worry about our chances in qualifying for those Champions League spots. Chelsea just drew 1-1 against Burnley, a relegation battling side at home. Make it make sense. The game started perfectly. 4th minute, Caicedo finds Neto. Neto puts in a beautiful cross. João Pedro slides in to make it 1-0. Very, very early goal. So you would think that this game was going to be a blowout. We are going to win this game by 4-0, 3-0. I mean, they are a relegation battling side, so it's going to be easy. But was it? It wasn't. After the goal, everything just ceased. Everything just stopped. We stopped pressing. We didn't have any threat going forward. I don't know whether it was because Burnley was playing a low block, but it just felt like everything just stopped. Everything just halted. And that is unacceptable. That is really, really unacceptable. You cannot switch off just because you are leading by a goal to nil. You cannot just relax and defend a 1-goal lead this whole game. Palmer missed a 1-on-1. And then there was another shout for penalty. To me, it wasn't a penalty because the player clearly took the ball first before he took down Palmer. The same thing happened with Fofana's second yellow card, but I mean, inconsistencies. If Palmer one wasn't given, then that one too isn't supposed to be given. But this is the kind of league that we are in. This is the kind of inconsistencies that we've had throughout the season. Like I said, after the goal, no killer instinct. We're playing walking football. Walking. A lot of our players were walking. Like there was no urgency from them at all. Relaxed against a team that was fighting for their lives, fighting for survival. They want to stay in the Premier League. And they were doing their best. The same thing that we faced against Leeds, we did the same thing against Burnley. We just switched off. And then, like I mentioned earlier, in the 72nd minute, Fofana got a second yellow card, which meant he was sent off for a foul on Ward-Prowse. Our 6th red card in the season. I think it's a record high for Chelsea in the Premier League. I don't think we've ever had 6 red cards in the Premier League before. The discipline levels this season has just been wayward. Under Maresca and then Liam Rosenior, it's all been the same. After the red card, Rosenior reacted. He brought on Tosin, he brought on Hato, he brought on Mamadou Sarr. He needed height, he also needed defenders in the box that could hold this 1-0 advantage. But what did they do? They did the opposite. They conceded from a corner. All these tall players coming from the bench just to concede from a corner. 10 men against Burnley. You couldn't concentrate to preserve this 1-goal lead, to be able to take all the points. We couldn't do that. Instead, we just give them a free header. And what happens? They scored. Ward-Prowse put in a fantastic corner, and then Flemming, completely unmarked, headed it in to make it 1-1. In the 93rd minute, there was little that we could do. Gifted away points again. Charity FC strikes again. These players keep making the same mistakes, the same mental lapses, the same lack of concentration. At some point, you have to ask, where is the mental fortitude? What is the mentality of these players? Why are they so weak against these relegation battling sides? Why can't they just see a lead through to the end? It doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't. These players are supposedly some of the best players out there, and yet they can't defend a 1-goal lead against Burnley. Kudos to Burnley for fighting. After that red card, they were just pressing us. They were just pressing and pressing because we shifted to defense. We shifted to defense against Burnley. We decided to be defending. We decided to play defensively against Burnley after that red card. And they smelled blood. That is what happens every time. They smelled blood and they pressed and pressed and pressed and eventually got their goal. I don't want to start criticizing Liam Rosenior yet, but he's on thin ice. He's really on thin ice. What worried me is that at the end of the game, he said that he's still learning about the players. He said he's still learning about the people he can trust in these kind of games. And for me, that is very worrying. It's very, very worrying because you've been here for 11 games and you still not know these players. You still don't know which players you can trust. You still don't know which players you cannot trust. As a fan, as fans, we can tell you. We can tell you players you shouldn't trust. But you are there saying that you don't know which players you shouldn't trust. That doesn't make sense. Burton Hato, he wasn't really doing well when he came on. Sarr was good. Sarr was very good. Tosin, we know his track record. Everybody was marking his man, but for some reason, they left Flemming open. They left Flemming free. The defense should have been communicating. They should have been marking every person in the box. but they didn't, and we threw away 2 points. The way we are dropping points is going to be very difficult for us to qualify into the Champions League spots. I mean, the games that we have coming up, we are still in the FA Cup, we are still in the Champions League, we are still in the Premier League. We have a lot of games coming up. These are the kind of games that we should be winning. We should be winning games against Burnley. We should be winning games against Leeds. 6 points, and we've only got 2 points from these games. It doesn't make any sense. We have to start winning all our games throughout. Our next game is against Arsenal at the Emirates, and it's going to be very, very difficult. It's not going to be an easy game at all. We know what happens when we play against Arsenal. They've got the better of us in recent seasons, and they are also trying not to lose any game because City is hot on their tails. We need to get things straight. We didn't buy any players during the last window, but we need experienced players in this team. Experienced players with the kind of mental capacity that can push these players and let these players understand what is at stake. These players don't seem to understand it. These players are just there for the pay, and they don't really fight for the club. They just relax, and then the game is gone. This has to change. It has to change. We have to stop dropping points. We have to stop dropping points to have any hope of qualifying for the Champions League next season. I want to believe that we can. I really want to believe that we can, but it's getting very, very difficult. It's getting difficult and difficult as each game goes by. So, I mean, do you guys still believe? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Is this something that's on the players or it's on the manager? If there's something else that I left out, let me know as well. And I'll see you guys in the next one. So until then, stay safe.